Hello all. Through this video, I, Maneesha, would like to present the technical seminar. And the topic for my technical seminar is mobile data security using cryptography, which is very important in today's life in order to secure our data. To begin with, the contents present in this PPT are introduction, objectives, methodology, benefits to the organization, future scope, conclusion, and finally the references. Introduction. Here, the mobile cloud computing uses cloud computing in order to carry out the intensive tasks over the internet. Since cloud computing is the modern era technique that has a greater future and lot of benefits in the IT field. The major advantage in using cloud computing is that it offers the cloud services to people as pay as you go manner. That is, people can pay based on the duration they use the cloud services. Next comes the architecture of the mobile cloud computing. Here, the environment consists of several layers. Firstly, the cloud's backbone layer consists of physical servers and switches, and also this layer, that is the backbone layer, is responsible to allocate hardware resources to users in an efficient, quick and smooth way. Next comes the supervisor software layer, which contains the system software to manage the cloud hardware resources. The system software permits application software to run and utilize underlying resources in an efficient way. Finally, the role of the service provider is to run, manage, and upgrade cloud hardware resources according to the requirements of the user. But in the context of mobile cloud security, cloud providers should ensure reliability and availability by integrating security technologies. This is the picture which shows the architecture and layers present in the mobile cloud computing. So, in order to ensure the security to the mobile cloud, there are several issues to be considered. They are data security, integrity, confidentiality, authentication, authorization, security, and many more. Therefore, there is a need for framework in order to protect the sensitive data of the users. The proposed scheme uses data encryption to protect sensitive data leakage. When users' data is transmitted to and stored on cloud, it creates many possibilities of unauthorized access of data either during transmission or from storage devices. There are many cryptographic algorithms to deal with security, but the selection must be taken by considering security as well as performance improvement, especially in the case of resource-constrained devices. Next comes the security issues. First is data storage. Cloud providers manage the data in multiple copies across many independent locations. Second is confidentiality. It can be defined as the sensitive data not being disclosed to unauthorized person or device. So a cloud service provider know where the user's public or private data is located and who can or cannot access the data. The main principle of this issue, that is the confidentiality, specifies that only the sender and the receiver should be able to access the content of a message. Third is integrity. This mechanism ensures that the contents of the message remain the same when it reaches the intended recipient as sent by the sender. Next is security. In the traditional file systems, data was stored within the boundaries, but cloud stores the data beyond the boundaries, that is outside the boundaries, using the third-party encryption techniques. Next comes the authentication. This process ensures that the origin of the message is correctly identified. Non-repudiation. This does not allow the sender to refute the claim of not sending the message. Access control. It specifies and controls who can access the process. Availability. This states that resources should be available to all the authorized parties at all the time. Cryptography. Cryptography is a method of protecting information and communications with codes so that only those for whom the information is intended can read and process it. Cryptography refers to secure information and communication techniques derived from mathematical concepts and a set of rule-based calculations called algorithms to transform messages in ways that are hard to decipher. Security has always been an important term in all the fields, so cryptography has come up as a solution to this security issue. It is classified into symmetric cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and finally the hashing. The types of cryptography are secret key cryptography, public key cryptography, hash algorithm. First, the secret key cryptography. In secret key cryptography, a same key is used for both encryption and decryption. And the examples for secret key cryptography are DES, triple DES, AES, blowfish RC5, etc. Next comes the public key cryptography. Here, the two different keys are used, that is, one key for encryption and the another one for decryption. And the examples for public key cryptography are RSA, elliptic curve, etc. Finally, the hash algorithm. Here, in hash algorithm, the input data is recreated from the hash value, and the examples for hash algorithm are MD5, SHA, MD2, MD4, MD6, SHA-256, SHA-512, SHA-1, Whirlpool, etc. This is a picture which shows different types of algorithms present in cryptography. Next is the objectives of mobile data security using cryptography. First, to study various cryptographic algorithms, to design an optimized key management scheme for data encryption, comparison of our approach with existing one. A technique used should be theoretically strong and also practically viable. Next comes the methodology. Here in methodology, we will compare between three algorithms. They are data encryption standard, that is DES, advanced encryption standard, that is AES, and finally blowfish. First one is data encryption standard, that is DES. Here in DES, we use one secret key for both encryption and decryption process. The length of the key used is 56 bits. There is a 64 bits key which contain a 56 bits which is directly utilized by the algorithm as key bits which are randomly generated. The entire DES algorithm processes the 64 bits input as initial permutation, 16 round of key, and the final permutation. Initially, DES was considered as a strong algorithm, but today, due to the large amount of data, DES limits its use. Next comes the advanced encryption algorithm. Advanced encryption algorithm is a secret key algorithm which uses same key for both encrypting and decrypting the data as in DES. The only reason why AES is better than DES is that It has small number of rounds. AES is faster and flexible. It also can be implemented on various platforms, especially in small devices. And all the operations in this algorithm involve complete bytes for effective implementation. And this algorithm contains three different key lengths, that is 128, 192 and 256 block size. And the last one is Blowfish. Blowfish is fast, unpatented, freely available and alternative for existing encryption algorithms. It uses the key length of range up from 32 to 448 bytes and 64 bits block size. Blowfish algorithm employed 16 rounds for the encryption process. Each round contains a key dependent permutation and a data dependent substitution. Data encryption involves the iteration of a simple function of 16 times, and sub-key generation involves conversion of 448 bits to 4168 bits key. Blowfish is very suitable algorithm for the platform of smartphones because of its high security level and high speed. This is a picture where all the three algorithms, that is DES, AES and Blowfish, are compared. Next comes the performance evaluation metrics. The three parameters are used in order to choose the best algorithm for mobile data security, and the parameters are CPU time, performance, memory consumption, and these are the formulas used to calculate these parameters. Benefits to the organization. The benefits, the first one is complete data protection. A complete encryption solution provides the owners with peace of mind because it protects data in all states, that is at rest and in transit. And these are the pictures which shows the data protection at rest and in transit. Next comes the security across multiple devices. It allows you to ensure that all data across any device is completely encrypted with the same protection that you would find in the desktop. Next is move data securely. It helps you to ensure that the data is protected at all the times, that is in rest and in motion. Fourth is integrity maintained. It keeps your data safe from alterations, and the recipient of the data will be able to see if their data has been tampered with or not. The last one is ensure compliance. It provides the safest way to transmit and store data and comply with restrictions. The future scope for the project is storing the mobile data in cloud increases the efficiency. AES algorithm qualifies better than other algorithms in mean processing time and combination of all others in speed up ratio. In future, even the parameters like turnaround time, throughput should be included. The conclusion of this topic is that the demonstration of results and discussions about these algorithms are mainly focused on evaluation parameter like encryption and decryption time, memory and CPU utilization, which has more impact on the security, confidentiality, integrity, and reliability for secure communication. Security, as earlier discussed, is a main challenge faced while storing data in the cloud. The proposed system provides security for the data stored in the cloud computing model. Based on the performance evaluation, the results of Blowfish, AES, and DES provide more security based on the resources availability. In future, we can see use encryption techniques in such a way that it can consume less time and minimum energy consumption. Finally, these are the references used to understand the mobile data security using cryptography. Last but not least, Google, the one which is used in getting all the above information. Thank you.